Good morning, all. At Geekbooks, we provide technology professional with a richer experience over brick and mortar bookstore and online competitor by creating immersive experience far beyond shopping. So, unlike Amazon and other competitor, we provide community building social experience like book club chat, coding, do job, and community of practice.
Kind of four. We started on 6, right? So it was kind of 4 days journey. Everyone wake up in the morning, and we did the leading safe certification. And thank you everyone for continuously listening to me and showing your patience on different areas. So let me know your feedback, what exactly you think about this training, and where I can improve, also any areas that you want to talk about. Let's start with the first participants I can see in my list. That's Silpa.
Okay, all right. So I think the training has been good. I enjoyed the day 3 yesterday the most out of all the 4 days, right? Because of a lot of interactions among team and real life PI planning. There are definitely areas that we can improve. I think training is more on a theoretical aspects, and if you can correlate and give some examples based on your real life experiences or based on the industry to make it more interesting, I think that would give it a little bit more boost, is what I feel.
Great, thank you. Thanks, Silpa. We'll go to Seth.
First, Audrey, I think you did a great job covering the material. I know it's a lot of material to get through, and it can be tough to keep people focused and on track. So I think you did a great job delivering the material. I think the tools were exciting to be exposed to some new tools. That was kind of my favorite part. Getting introduced to, is it Miro? I really like that tool. And then the PI planning tool that we were using as well. I really like that. I think kind of on the other side to that, it was a little bit challenging to have to kind of learn these new tools on the fly as we were trying to do some of these exercises remote. But overall, the feedback is positive for me on the tooling. What can we improve? It felt like the second day we might have been a little bit rushed toward the end, maybe because we got a late start, but it felt like we kind of rushed through the last few slides toward the tail end of the meeting. I think it was the first or second night.
All right. Great. Thank you, Seth. We'll come to Ravi.
Right. So yeah, so I like the all the 3 days. I mean, it's a lot of good exercise and the materials and the tools. I mean, as it's suggested, tools. I like the tools like the Miro and the planning, and I learned few things, and I tried with my teams yesterday. I did some exercise with them, the same exercise we did for the estimation and the other things. Overall, yeah, I mean, as I said, I think yesterday it's kind of a little bit rush at the end. Yeah, that's good, but yeah, the timing I'm not good fan of early morning, so but I'm managing it. Yes, no worries.
All right. Okay, great. Thank you. Thanks, Ravi. Kannan.
Yeah, my feedback would be a mix of all the previous 3. Third day was quite interesting and engaging because a lot of time spent with the team, a lot of team activities, And then first 2 days and this day was kind of a dry content. But that's how most of the trainings would be. And looking out for some of the more practical examples whenever we are touching upon the theoretical base. And hope you will be sharing with us these PPTs so that it will be a kind of a refresher to reference for us to revisit back whenever we are going through the book, and then try to understand what we have discussed over these topics, and then easy for us to remember things. Otherwise, it was great on a right time. Whenever I feel like I was getting distracted, he was pulling us to some of the team activities, getting us into some of the team room, and then making us feeling engaged. But the only feedback I have is the early morning meetings. Otherwise, I have everything positive for you.
All right, great. Thank you, Kanan. And on the part of the PPTs that you want me to share, you have that PDF file. That's the exact replica of the PPTs.
Okay, cool. Fine.
Yeah.
Thanks.
All right, we'll go to Mahesh.
Yeah. First of all, thanks Niladri, and thanks the entire team for helping and getting this training on. So Amit, Madhavi said, and definitely with Niladri over the 4 days. Thanks so much for bringing in so much of knowledge, sharing and all of that. So yeah, a few things, though I'll kind of repeat things that that's already been as a feedback. So on the tools, I've never been exposed to Miro tool, never exposed to Zoom meeting as such. So I could really see a lot of good features there, and then that's really helping us when we do such training. So that so the tool learning was good. With the most important part that I liked is the activities throughout day 1 through day 3. I know we also did few activities today, but then the activities kept us constantly in pace with what you are teaching us, and then it's more importantly I know safe when you look at or when you read it, right, it's like all jargons and all that's there, but when you do the activities, those jargons get simplified and you learn things faster. So I think say with PI planning and all, when we directly learn or kind of get to the theory, we may not understand, but when we actually doing it practically, we are understanding it much better. So that interactive session was really good as a very positive point from my end. And definitely we are theory part with some live examples, real-time examples, or maybe asking the team in itself, like, okay, what example can you quote? Maybe that way we can have different examples coming from different people. So that way we may able to correlate, saying that okay, whether this fits in as part of this theory example as part of this theory or not. So yeah, maybe that can also be one interactive session that we can have. Maybe few may have examples, few may not, or maybe you can help with some examples from your end. So overall, yeah, that's the feedback from my end. Niladri, it was great learning experience through these 4 days. And yeah, most importantly, we're also waiting for the exam. So yeah, getting that exam done with this training will tell us that we are all done with it, right? So yeah.
Great, thank you. Yeah. Thanks, Mahesh.
Thanks, Niladri. Thank you so much for that.
Yeah, we'll come to Amit.
Yeah, hi. So my feedback is mix of everyone. Like what I like most is the activity that we have done, and then we have learned many new tools here. So this is first time I have been using Miro and PI planning, and I like the PI planning most, and hopefully we will able to use it in coming months or weeks. So that is what we are looking forward to. And then other than that, you have covered all the topics which are there. So that is very much important, because we have to make sure that we touch base on each and everything which is part of the syllabus. So thanks, and the way you explain it is really well. It is easy to understand. So thanks for that. Regarding improvement area, maybe while going through those different terminology or different process, if you can give real life example, that will be really helpful. So that will make the concept clear, and it will help us to understand it better. So that is the one improvement area. Other than that, everything is well, and thanks a lot for your time.
Great, thank you. Thanks, Amit. We'll come to Sneha.
Yeah, hi Nilari. I think it was a great 4 days of training. Everyone worked really hard at it. I enjoyed all the exercises we did. I think everything was like something to learn in each exercise. I particularly liked when he gave us that example about weighted shortest job first. It really cleared some of our concepts. So that was really good. My only improvement point is, I think, already expressed by Shilpa, a little bit more of real-time examples, and mostly to cover some of the challenges, so we're a new organization, like we're going to start transitioning to SAFe, so what are some of the SAFe adoption challenges? And honestly, PI planning was such an interesting exercise, right? But it was chaotic, and PI planning is normally really chaotic. So what you know about how, like, new teams who are new to SAFe, how they experience PI planning, we felt so confused on like how to do this program risk, how to do this dependency and all the things. And that's exactly what we'll end up facing in the real time, like when we will actually start doing PI planning. So whatever advice you have, maybe share those things. That's it.
Sure. Thank you. Thanks, Sneha. Madhvi.
Okay. Thank you, Naladri. I think this was a great experience. It was good. Like everyone else, even I felt the PI planning session was the best. I think yesterday, the couple of the 2 days in between were more exciting with the breakout sessions that we had. And of course, we got introduced to so many tools. I think that was a good learning experience. Miro and PI planning, and even these Zoom breakout sessions. I think Zoom covers so much more. So this was good. Yeah, if you could have, maybe covered more scenario-based teaching that helps us engage more, maybe helps us understand the concepts better. Because when we revisit this in theory, that is what would, that is what helps. And of course, these exercises would also help, because when you practically try to do something, that remains definitely. Also, if you could share some tips on the certification, maybe you plan to cover that next, but on what sort of study material, or what we should be looking at, so that might help us with the certification exam. And you managed the time very well. I think we all, most of us, could join on time. We finished on time. The breaks were good. So I know you had to cover so much in these 4 days. You managed that very well. Thank you so much.
Great, thank you. Thanks, Madhvi. And finally, we'll go to Sandhya.
Hi, so
Yeah, Sandhya.
everyone has said, I am sure I enjoyed the entire session, and thanks to Seth, Amit, Madhvi, everyone for putting it out. I have understood it fully. I have been through this session once prior, but I have understood the entire grasp and what is PI planning, the apps, different apps, what goes inside WSGF or anything else. Maybe when we go through the SAFe implementation, we'll have the actual crux of it. Nothing else, maybe some few industry examples or the different organizations, how they have the actual challenges, feel the actual challenges when they undergo SAFe, do a SAFe change, what are the people, how do they do a portfolio,